involve the conventions. So if you look at conventions, I'll divide in different color code here. First comes here green, right? Then blue, red, and gray. These are the four color coded way we can understand. Green issues, blue issues, red issues, and gray issues. And you understand that. 70s, 1970s, right? See, multilateralism in environment all started 70s after Stockholm. The first very important thing which come into green area, that is the Ramsar. Since we will be covering in the classroom about we added Ramsar sites. 5 new Ramsar sites have been added. Now India has got 80 Ramsar sites. So this will help you background there. The first thing comes the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands of International Importance. And you all know that 2nd February 1971. And you are aware, 2nd February every year we celebrate World Wetland Day. And now we will see in the classroom, see when I will be dealing 5 Ramsar sites, I will go to geographical aspect. We'll see those 3 in Karnataka state, 2 in Tamil Nadu have been added. So Ramsar is the first beginning. If you look at the kind of, so Ramsar which started 71, and you know Ramsar in Iran. So why it is a green issue? Wetland. The wetland is an important ecosystem, biodiversity part of it. Then, you know, 1973 CITES came. What is the full form of CITES? Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species. It basically regulates the international trade of sample, specimen of wildlife, plants and animals. And again, it is very, very important for the exam, because now you know that WPA 1972, Wildlife Protection Act 1972 has been amended to add the provisions of CITES. And we will be covering that in the classroom. 3 appendix are there, appendix 1, 2, 3, to control the trade. So again, 73 become. Then third comes what? You are aware of this, CMS. What is CMS stands for? Convention on Migratory Species. And that was 1979. Convention on Migratory Species or Bonn Convention. And we'll see there. Right now, I will go to COP. Some current affairs based, what the latest COP is there. So 1979 was brought. This, if you look at all other green issues, I'll again add one more green issue, which is the part of the same 71-72 timeline. You are aware, World Heritage Convention. UNESCO has got World Heritage Site, UNESCO World Heritage. So World Heritage Convention, I am using the word convention. Under this convention, right, United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization declare World Heritage Site of intangible aspect there. Cultural, historical and natural, and also mix, both cultural and natural. Now this is 1972. 1972. 1972. 1972. These are conventions, but if you take programs, world program, one program you are aware, there is a Man and Biosphere program. For Biosphere Reserve, the concept Biosphere Reserve and the protection MAB program, that was 71. Again, 71, but came into 75. It was proposed in that way, 75. So you can, so I have not written the Man and Biosphere program because I am talking about conventions now. What is the Man and Biosphere program? Is a program, not a treaty, right? Now, when you come to blue one, blue part of it, blue refers to marine area, marine, right? Sea and ocean. For that, the blue word comes there. So, if you talk about marine area there, so what is very important? First thing comes in terms of protection of marine areas, sea and ocean. No, Basel will be there, Basel separate there. UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. The law of seas basically looks into sovereign rights of the country to look into ocean, right? Where you read about territorial water, exclusive economic zone, open sea, but it also has got. But before I go to that, I will again is linked with green. Is linked with not kept here. I'm keeping it blue because it is again species part. 1946, and it is now making headline. Whaling Commission or Convention. Different types of whale. Recently, UN is saying that many type of whale species are now being threatened because of whaling. There's industries, industry which require whale. So here you can write here. First, this one, international is the oldest one. International Whaling Convention. So under this, there is a body called International Whaling Commission. But when you say International Whaling Convention, it's a very old one. 46. A very old one time it was brought there. Right? But why I've kept it blue? Because we are talking whale. What is the habitat of whale? Sea and ocean. But again, it is linked with green. Why green? Wildlife, their protection. Right? Second comes this UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. When UNCLOS came? 72. Right? 72. And you know that we have so many areas which comes under this one. Right? Again with blue, but connected with grey. I'm writing here only, connected with grey. There's a London Convention. London Convention. Now, London Convention is again the same year, 1972. It basically focuses on marine pollution. 82, no? Yes, that's what. 72. Formally got adopted in that, ratified, 82. London Convention. It looks into marine pollution. Marine areas is the pollution part of it. So when you say pollution, it's a gray area. But again, sea and ocean, I am keeping it together there. Right? Then 2004, see for this, there is a body called IMO, International Maritime Organization. Ballast Water Treaty. 2004, what is there? Ballast water. What do you mean by ballast? What is a ballast? Ballast is the part of ship. Big vessel in a ship. They have a ballast which they fill with water. So before the ship or vessel go to the sea voyage, they fill water to make it heavier, so that they can float in the water and can remain stable on the sea part of it. Now, when they fill the water in this ballast, what will happen? The marine species will be there. And now let's say a ship is starting from Gulf of Aden and now coming to Arabian Sea, Mumbai port. So what will happen when it reaches to port? It removes the water. Right? It removes the water before anchoring, anchor on the port and harbor. So what has happened? The marine organism in where Gulf of Aden that time there has now moved to Arabian Sea. And some of the species may become invasive. What is the word called? Invasive species, which may affect the marine ecosystem of the new place. To control such kind of, there is a Ballast Water Treaty, 2004. Recently, government brought this Ballast Water Treaty to control this movement of invasive species from one part of ocean to another. I repeat again. What is the Ballast Water Treaty deals with? Movement of invasive marine species from one part of ocean to another part of the ocean in the world. And that is very dangerous if you come to that. So it has a guideline to deal with ballast water. And the ship which takes the water, they'll filter it. They'll not allow the ballast water organism to enter. And again, when they have to discharge, so they will not discharge in the open sea, like in the surface. They will discharge deep under the water. Because under the depth, many of the invasive species will die. So they have those kind of guidelines. So again, that blue area comes. Now, when you come to red here, right? Again, red, when you talk about certain thing here, crisis kind of thing there. So when you take red here, one is this one. Climate change, which is now crisis. Like red here means which would become the threat to the human life. and also the planet. So first area comes climate change. That is the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Second area which you are aware, desertification, UNCCD, 1994. Another crisis, you are aware, stratospheric ozone layer, ozone hole, Vienna Convention. So when we look at Vienna Convention, right? Vienna Convention, that is brought in 1985. And under this there is a Montreal Protocol. Like Montreal Protocol to phase out ozone depleting substance, that came in 1987. Montreal Protocol. We've seen the classroom recently, Kigali has brought to control the HFC, hydrofluorocarbon. But you know that Montreal Protocol was able to phase out or remove domestic use of chlorofluorocarbon, CFC, refrigerant. So there's another red area which is causing problem to the planet there. Ozone layer protection, then coming to desertification. Almost 1/3 of the land worldwide, that they have become desertified. And that is causing problem to agriculture and food security. Climate change, again, a big threat they brought into that. Now, when it comes to gray here, first comes this one. There's a LRTAP, I'll give the full form here, Convention on Long Range, Convention on Long Range Transboundary Air Pollution. This is the full form of the convention. LRTAP, Convention on Long Range Transboundary Air Pollution. Now what happens sometimes, air pollution which is caused by one nation, one country, may not specify remaining within that country. Because when it goes to atmosphere, it may go and affect the neighboring countries, the country which is near neighborhood. So European countries, particularly European countries are small countries, Europe. So if let's say, and Europe is highly industrialized, the industrialized countries are there. So they generate all the greenhouse gases, pollutants, and that goes to the neighboring countries also there. So they came out with this convention to control such kind of transboundary air pollution, right? Now if you look at this one, 79 here. Right, I am writing the timeline because just to give you an idea, what is the way. See, although UPSC will not ask you year, UPSC will never ask you the year, and this all thing will connect with the current affairs. Okay, what is now happening at the current level with all this convention there. So LRTAP which was brought. Now within this, UPSC asked one mains exam question, Gothenburg Protocol. Gothenburg Protocol. So the protocol is legally binding, which comes under conventions. Right, the Gothenburg Protocol, let me write here. Within this, there's a Gothenburg Protocol. And again, remember that the questions what UPSC does is that this is 1999. In what the UPSC 1999 have written. Sometimes there may be a topic in the mains exam, maybe 2-3 years back, and based on that, something direct, indirect question comes in the prelims exam. Now, Gothenburg Protocol, I'll tell you, it addresses 3 areas. One is eutrophication. What is eutrophication? Enrichment of water bodies with nutrients. Right? You know that pollutants going to lake, pond, wetland, sea and ocean. And then growth of algae, algal bloom, BOD. Second is address acidification, acid rain, acidification, controlling acidification. How the acid rain is formed? Sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen. And third very important area, what is called ground level ozone. See, there are 2 ozone. One we are talking about Vienna, stratospheric. There is good ozone, protect planet from harmful UV radiation. And second ozone is what? Ground level, troposphere. So ground level ozone, and I'll tell you why it becomes very important. There is one type of smog called photochemical smog. So what is the 3 area of this one? Let me just highlight again. First is eutrophication. Second is acidification. Third is photochemical smog. Ground level ozone. So this they get addressed in this protocol there. Now another gray area which is very, very important, Basel. Now Basel Convention is 1989. When the Basel was brought? 1989. Now what Basel deals with? transboundary movement of hazardous waste. Right? What Basel deals with? Any movement of hazardous waste from one country to another. Transboundary movement of hazardous waste. Well, you're seeing in the classroom, but here just I'm bringing the highlight there. Transboundary movement, that means import and export. Now, why hazardous waste move from one country to another? What could be one reason? Recycling. Or sometimes, second-hand goods. Second-hand goods could be go to the market there. They go for this kind of thing. Now, let's understand. Very, very important for this exam. Basel Convention deal with hazardous waste like e-waste, electronic waste, right? Plastic waste, solid waste, biomedical waste. All these are there. But one thing it is not able to address, radioactive nuclear waste. I can repeat that. Presently, Basel deal with what? All those solid waste, biomedical, electronic, e-waste, biomedical, all this they are addressing, except nuclear. Nuclear waste. From where nuclear waste is generated? Nuclear power plant. And you know that today, worldwide nuclear reactors are there. I'm talking worldwide. Not only India, but again, Japan, China, Pakistan also has got, then USA, European countries, Ukraine. Ukraine is just a small country. The main supply of electricity for Ukraine is nuclear reactor. Right? Recently, there was a news, Zaporizhia, one nuclear reactor power plant is there, which Russia, Ukraine-Russia war. There was risk of a missile attack. And 1986, Ukraine, Chernobyl disaster. So Ukraine is what? European country. But what they generate power from? Reactors, nuclear reactors. Many of European countries have nuclear reactors. Many of developed countries, they are using nuclear reactors. So worldwide, there is so much generation of nuclear waste. But again, transboundary movement. What is transboundary? One country to another. Very really dangerous. But what is the thing here? Basel is not addressing that. See, there could be risk. Are you able to address? There could be risk if any country shipment, ship nuclear waste. And there is the country which receive. Imagine that. The country get that ship with the nuclear waste. So what impact will be there? But Basel is not addressing that. So now what comes here? A very important treaty called Bamako Convention. Now Bamako is a offshoot of Basel. So you can also write here, just write in this same flowchart. Below this you write Bamako. You write in within point number 2 only. Don't write separately. Bamako, I'll write the point here. Bamako Convention. Let me first give the year also there. Bamako Convention is 1998. When is it? 1998. Bamako. Now let me tell you, where is Bamako? Mali. There's a country called Mali. There is a place called Bamako. So 1991, let's give background. 1991, there were some around 12 countries, 12 African countries held a meeting. How many countries? 12. African countries held a meeting in 1991 in Bamako. And then they decided, let there be a regional, regional, not global, regional treaty to control movement of any toxic hazardous waste coming to Africa. And this is based on the 2 incidents. It happened in 2 incidents. One was Coco Island. Let me write here. I'm giving you a background here. I'll get back to it, but let me write here. Coco Island. Coco Island in Nigeria. Just a background I'm giving here, then I'll get back to the flowchart. What happened in Coco Island? An Italian company, Italy, Europe, an Italian company moved its highly hazardous chemical in containers, saying that is a construction material, construction. And that was, let's say, this island where, let's say, a plot of land was there. There's a Coco Island here. Now, this Nigeria, this island, there was an owner there, plot owner. So that Italian company promised the plot on a coastal area. If you keep this container, construction material, I will pay you every month for that. You'll be paid $100 per month. Easy money for the people. You have a land, and you suddenly one day somebody comes and offer you, if you keep this one, you'll pay this much. So that guy agreed. So what happened? This ship, this brought and put all the container here on this land. It was filled with toxic chemicals. But what the company lied, construction material, building materials. So there was an accident. That time there was spillage. Many of the people, they got affected and died also. It was a major issue. That means what it highlight? It highlight the kind of a poor aspect of law in African countries. There may not be any strong laws in the country. And what it becomes here? This becomes a dumping ground. Dumping of toxic waste. This was the turning point where African countries realized they are vulnerable. And many such kind of hazardous waste can flow to their country. And I'll tell you that Bamako is a very strong convention than Basel. If you look at bindingness, Bamako is very, very strong. So this just have given background here. The Coco Island incident was a kind of eye-opener for African countries. So they decided to do it through their own cooperation. So what is here? When you come to Bamako Convention, what you can write here is an African convention. It only binds with Africa. And one more point you can write there. Covers radioactive nuclear waste. Covers radioactive nuclear waste. Right? Cover radioactive nuclear waste, which is not in Basel. Cover radioactive nuclear waste, which is not in Basel. Right? So just to give you an idea, although article will not be asked, which is not covered in Basel. See, Basel Convention has one article called Article 11. It says that if government want to have any regional cooperation to control any kind of waste, they can do it. That's what this Bamako was brought. Right? Now let's look at here. Basel. Now what I'm coming here? Rotterdam. We write point number 3, Rotterdam. Rotterdam Convention. Where is this place, Rotterdam? Basel is in, Geneva, Switzerland. Switzerland, there is a Basel there. Where is Rotterdam? Which country? Just general knowledge. Which country comes Rotterdam? Netherlands, Denmark, where it comes? Rotterdam. Netherlands. There this country, Netherlands comes, Rotterdam. Now, why these names are given to the convention and all this one? Because first time they are agreed at that particular place. When the meeting takes place, they agree. So that's what they give the name. Now, what is Rotterdam Convention? 1989, this is 1998. Same time when Bamako was there. This all, that's what we call gray area. Now see, what is Rotterdam? Two things you have to keep in mind. First, hazardous chemical. It deals with hazardous chemical. Import and export of hazardous chemicals. Right? Hazardous chemicals. Sometimes chemicals are used in industry to make some kind of product, textile, garment, or maybe sometimes, chemicals and dyes, pesticide, fertilizer, they are required, and they may be flowing through the countries, transboundary movement. And there's always risk of spillage, leakage, accident. Right? Now, what is second thing here? It talks about PIC, PIC, prior informed consent. Prior informed consent. PIC. What do you mean by prior informed consent? Before any movement of hazardous chemical, countries should consent. I'll just take it upward here. What is the meaning of PIC here? Before any such movement of hazardous chemical from one country to another, this should be consented. Without consent is an offense. Suppose a container containing chemical move from China to India. China is manufacturing hub, and let's say Indian industry required that chemical, and it's coming from China to India. Then the company which is manufacturing that chemical and the Indian company which is importing, they have to have documentation with prior approval of governments. That means the Chinese company will inform China government, Indian company will inform Indian government. This is the chemical, so and so, and this is the way it will come to India. That is called Rotterdam. Now, why is this documentation required? Prior approval and all. Again, those chemical may be toxic in nature. So how that is brought to the country? So they look into all those kind of formalities. It was not earlier, but now this was brought there. Now I'm coming to another very important area of UPSC prelims exam: chemical pesticides. For that, there is a Stockholm Convention. So fourth one you can write here: Stockholm Convention. Now Stockholm Convention is 2001, beginning of the millennium. 2001, Stockholm. So remember that we have discussed Stockholm Conference. That's in 1972. Conference is a summit meeting. But now you are talking about convention. What is convention? Agreement, multilateral agreement. Now what is Stockholm Convention deal with? I'll use a very important word, POP, P-O-P, POP, persistent organic pollutants. You can write here, it deals with persistent organic pollutant. Persistent organic pollutants. Like when you say persistent, what is persistent means? Which stay in the environment for a long time. And in that context, what comes here? Chemical pesticide, herbicide, insecticide, and all these are hazardous because they may be affecting soil, water, and even human health. Now, in this context, a very important name comes: endosulfan. Endosulfan. You are aware of this endosulfan crisis? Let me bring here. You will come across in current affairs this endosulfan issue there. Is a organo, let me write here, is a organochloride chemical pesticide. This is used for cash crop. Now it has been banned. Just I'm giving background. The issue came in this one, Kasargod. Where is Kasargod? In Kerala. And you know, if you go to Kasargod, next is Kannur in Kerala, and then Kasargod is also very near to Mangalore, Karnataka, is border to the Karnataka area. So even the use of this chemical pesticide in Karnataka, when the matter came into limelight because of the harmful health impact, many people died because of the pesticide. Even children born because of the exposure to the pesticide, they're born with deformities. Even today, Kasargod, that area which has endosulfan problem, it is still persistent. So that time Kerala government banned this endosulfan. Then subsequently Karnataka government also banned this substance. But is it banned by the government of India? The state government banned it, endosulfan. Right, the state government of Kerala, Karnataka, southern state, when the matter was there in the media and all, they banned it. But it has not been officially banned by the central government because the matter is sub judice. What is sub judice? Under the court. Because what is the problem here? Substitute. See, if you are banning any chemical pesticide, what will happen that the crops, we need a substitute for that. So still we are looking for, but what is now breaking here? They have been banned. Stop. That means today, no developed countries in the world, they are using this endosulfan, except developing countries. So why I have gave you this example? What is the negative impact of the pesticide, which I have just given one example. Second reason is that whenever convention comes, what is convention? Where the government negotiate. Where the government negotiate. India and China, developing countries, these two developing countries asked for some phase out period. There is always something called phase out time period, right, for 10 years for developing countries. Why the phase out timing is given for developing countries? For any convention, whenever the phase out time is there, production and consumption, production and use. The reason is simple, so that they can find some alternatives. So India and China, when the summit, COP meetings, so ask for 10 years relaxation, so that they can look for some better alternative. So still the matter is there. So India, right, still has not banned officially. But what is the problem here? That such kind of a dangerous chemical pesticide which go to the environment is not only harmful to us humans, but also plants, animals, other wildlife. They also get affected. So which convention comes in? Stockholm. See, India is now struggling with number of such kind of chemical pesticides. See, from time to time we are taking some action, but again this becomes there, and I will be covering that. That's what 28th will be a very important class, because I will be bringing those kind of current issues. What are the things here? We will see the government initiative, which all committees are there, which are laws are there, what amendments have been brought. So all these three classes will come. So here, as a background, I am going to Stockholm. So Basel, hazardous waste, Rotterdam, chemicals. Third, Stockholm, chemical pesticide. Now what I am coming here? Minamata Convention. You can write in that flow chart here. Fifth one you can write Minamata Convention. Number 5 you can write Minamata Convention. So as the name, from name you can figure out from where this name Minamata comes. You all are aware. You have read in there. Japan, Minamata Bay. And what exactly happened in the Minamata? There is a 2013. If you look at the list of conventions, this is the new one. The latest one, 2013. And why it has become important? Now you can see 2013, right? 2023, how many years? 10 years. And so far UPSC has not asked question. So one of the question could be here, Minamata. So what Minamata looks into? Mercury. Minamata is on the mercury. So what happened with the mercury problem there? Can anyone tell me? What exactly was there? So this the company, I'll tell you there. The company here, this Japanese company, Chiso, this discharge, not UPSC will not ask, but just I'm giving background, as this one, methyl mercury, effluent. This methyl mercury to sea and ocean. They were discharged to the water bodies. And you know that what will happen there? This methyl mercury is highly toxic. It entered the food chain. And what is that term called as? You know this term? There is a term called as the bioaccumulation in the food chain, and then finally mercury. And mercury is a heavy metal, toxic metal. And mercury affect brain, muscle. So this biomass mercury in the food chain, and that were the human. Something called here mercury poisoning. See, already this incident, or you can say the disaster, I'll use the word disaster, is a man-made disaster, is of more than 50 years old. But still mercury continues, use of mercury. Now tell me how the mercury comes to us. Like whatever product we use, mercury, from where it comes? How the mercury comes? Mining. See, mercury is a metal, no? Iron, aluminium, copper, all these are metals. And what we do for that? I think ore, no? Metallurgy. So mercury today, what we use, artificially made. We mine out from the earth. From where all these deposits are there? Earth's crust. As we do the mining of ore, even today there are mining of mercuries. And then what we do, we purify mercury and use in various products. Now tell me which are the products which we use mercury. This mercury comes in which all areas there? One is medical devices. Which are medical devices? Thermometer is there. One more is there. You are aware of it. Sphygmomanometer. What is sphygmomanometer? BP, blood pressure. But although now you know in the market digital has come. Digital BP machine, digital thermometer has come. But again, the earlier used to be there. Now it's getting phased out. Now slowly getting phased out. You have read in geography how do earlier pressure being measured? Barometer. No, mercury barometer. But now again, there's some changes in barometer devices also. Now we will take change there. Again, where we use the mercury? Battery. Battery we use mercury. I'll give you one more example of use of mercury. Dental filling. The plaque or decay. Doctors, dentist, they have amalgam of the part and then they put up there. Again, there the mercury becomes a part of it. Again, very, very important for India, gold purification. There's a artisan, gold artisans. You know, Sarafa. Have you heard the word Sarafa? There's the market market of the gold. There it is used. So today, what I want to say, various products and processes use mercury. And mercury is highly toxic because once it goes inside the human body, it has a direct impact on the nervous system, right? The brain and the nervous system that get impacted. The first time after such a long time, you can say after such a long time, United Nations has taken initiative to phase out mercury from various products. Initially, India didn't join. See, India joined every such kind of multilateral agreement. Initially, India was hesitant to join Minamata. Why India was hesitant to join Minamata? Because many of the products we use mercury today in India. But then cabinet decided to join, and we have even ratified that now India is a full-fledged member party of Minamata. So we have to act on that. So by 2035, which year we are right now? 2024. By 2035, various products in India using mercury will be removed, phased out here. So this is what this flow chart I have given here. This one, which 2013, 10 years, becomes really very important. And we'll connect with that. Pollution topic will be connecting that. So my purpose was that when you come across multilateral agreements and convention, you should be knowing all this convention. Green, blue, red, grey. Yes, they're also there. Safe level there. Because see, sometimes for every metal and any substance which we generally get exposed, there's some toxic level is there, toxicity. Up to what level our cells and tissues will tolerate. Beyond that, it goes harmful. So generally, why that's what I've used the word biomagnification. Maybe it has got in the soil small amount, but as it goes to herbivores, carnivores, what happens? It becomes higher, and once it comes to human body, that toxic level, the high level concentration may cause impact. Right? But yes, remember that even pesticide, today the food what we eat contain the residue of pesticide, chemical pesticide, but still we don't get impacted so much. Again, the tolerance level of body, but let's say we are able to tolerate that toxicity level, but fish or other living organism, they will not be able to tolerate, right?